The Young and the Restless. YNR. Spoilers hint that Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, may kiss Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, as discouraged hearts collide. Will Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, end up fuming over this hot twist? Lily recently spied Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, stealing a smooch from Kane, but he downplayed it as another one of Phyllis's games. Kane acted like he was working an angle with Phyllis and launched another Lily reunion attempt, but Lily pushed him too far in the end. After facing so many rejections from Lily, Kane ultimately realized he'd never be good enough for her and turned his full attention to Phyllis instead. The week of November 17th to 21st will really bring the heat between Phyllis and Kane. It looks like Kane and Phyllis are going to land in bed together, so they'll step out of the business associate and friend zone. However, Lily will start to have second thoughts about repeatedly pushing Kane away. After Lily finally recognizes that Kane's truly been trying to fix things, she'll perhaps see that she's judged him too harshly. Of course, Kane and Phyllis's bedroom development could rattle Lily if she gets updates. Lily may rethink things once again and wonder about Kane's true feelings if he could ditch her for Phyllis so fast. Kane went from fighting hard for a Lily reunion to surrendering to Phyllis the same night, so that may give Lily pause once again. Meanwhile, we've got Holden, who'll be feeling a little used and rejected by Claire Newman, Haley Aaron. Claire was all about having fun with Holden in Los Angeles, but she pulled back after their night together and his confession about what went down with Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. Once Claire clarifies that she doesn't want a new romance with Holden and may not even want to go to bed with him again, he'll be feeling some tough emotions along with Lily. It's easy to see why Lily and Holden will feel like kindred spirits in YNR's November 19th episode. Holden and Lily will do some bonding, so they might share some drinks and vent to each other a bit. Since Kane was so quick to sizzle with Phyllis, will Lily do the same with Holden? We could certainly imagine Lily kissing Holden in the heat of the moment, so Kane might walk in just in time to see it and fume. The Young and the Restless spoilers Holden and Lily have a bonding session coming up no matter what, so stay tuned for any other romantic news that might develop. In the gilded, high-stakes world of Genoa City, where fortunes are made and broken with a handshake and hearts are shattered with a single glance, a seismic event is brewing that promises to tear apart one of the city's most storied couples. The fragile peace between Lily Winters and Kane Ashby, a relationship that has weathered more storms than a Lake Michigan lighthouse, is on the verge of utter collapse. In a stunning twist that blends past heartache with present-day desperation, The Young and the Restless is set to deliver a moment that will leave fans gasping, a passionate, heartbreaking kiss between Lily and her first love, Holden Snyder. This isn't just a simple moment of weakness, it's the explosive culmination of years of unresolved tension, recent betrayals, and two profoundly sad hearts colliding in a perfect storm of what-ifs and if-onlys. And when Kane discovers this intimate transgression, the fallout will be nothing short of nuclear. The cracks in the foundation, a marriage on life support. To understand the gravity of this kiss, one must first appreciate the delicate house of cards that Lily and Kane's marriage has become. Their love story has never been a straightforward one. From the moment Kane arrived in Genoa, posing as a chancellor, their connection was built on a foundation of secrets and lies. Yet, against all odds, they fought for each other. They built a family, faced down corporate rivals, and survived infidelities that would have permanently broken lesser couples. But resilience has its limits. Recent months have seen a slow, insidious erosion of their bond. The pressures of co-running Chancellor Winters have been immense, pitting their professional ambitions against their personal partnership. Kane, ever the charismatic but often impulsive figure, has felt sidelined by Lily's laser-focused drive and the ever-present influence of her brother, Devon. A sense of emasculation has been festering within him, leading to moments of resentment and emotional distance. Lily, for her part, has grown weary of the constant drama. She longs for a partner who is her unequivocal equal, someone who sees her not just as a wife or a mother, but as the formidable business titan she has become. She's tired of having to be the reasonable one, the one who constantly has to pull Kane back from the brink of his own worst instincts. The spark, that undeniable electricity that once defined them, has been flickering, dangerously close to being extinguished by the cold winds of resentment and routine. Their arguments have become more frequent, their reconciliations less passionate. They are going through the motions, two people sharing a home and a name but slowly losing the soul of their union. It is into this emotional vacuum that a ghost from the past arrives, not to haunt, but to offer a startlingly familiar comfort. A ghost from the past, the return of Holden Snyder. When Holden Snyder stepped back into Genoa City, it wasn't just a visit, it was an emotional earthquake. For longtime viewers, the name Holden Snyder is synonymous with Lily's first true, all-consuming love. Their story, beginning in Oakdale but forever intertwined with Lily's Genoa City roots, was one of youthful passion, intense connection, and tragic circumstance. Holden was the stable, good man who loved her fiercely, a stark contrast to the chaotic allure of Kane. His return was initially framed as a friendly, supportive gesture. Perhaps he was in town on business for Snyder Tractor, or maybe he'd heard through the grapevine about the turmoil in Lily's life and felt compelled to check in. Their first meetings were filled with a warm, nostalgic glow, reminiscing about old times, sharing laughs, and expressing genuine care for one another's well-being. It was innocent, until it wasn't. Holden represents a road not taken. He is a living, breathing embodiment of a simpler, perhaps happier, version of Lily's life. With him, there is no corporate warfare, no tangled web of past betrayals, no constant struggle for power. He sees the woman she was before the weight of the Chancellor Winter's empire settled on her shoulders. In their conversations, Lily feels a lightness she hasn't experienced in years. She can let her guard down, be vulnerable in a way she can no longer be with Kane, for fear of it being used as ammunition in their next argument. Holden, too, is at a crossroads. His life, while stable, has lacked the profound passion he once shared with Lily. Seeing her again, witnessing her strength and her hidden sorrow, reawakens something deep within him. He becomes her confidant, the one person she can talk to without judgment. He listens, he understands, and he offers a shoulder to cry on, a shoulder that Kane has been too proud, too distracted, or too hurt to provide. The perfect storm. Sad hearts collide. The stage is now set for the inevitable. The spoilers point to a particularly brutal blowout between Lily and Kane. It could be about business, a decision Kane made unilaterally that jeopardizes a major deal. Or it could be more personal, a lingering suspicion, a careless comment that opens old wounds. Whatever the catalyst, this fight is different. It's not a heated argument full of fire and promise. It's a cold, devastating confrontation that lays bare all their failures and fears. Words are spoken that cannot be taken back. Kane might accuse Lily of never truly believing in him, of always putting her family and company first. Lily, in turn, might finally voice her exhaustion at carrying the emotional weight of their marriage alone. It ends not with a slammed door, but with a chilling, quiet finality. They are left in a silence more deafening than any scream. Shattered and feeling more alone than ever, Lily does what has become instinctual. She seeks solace in Holden. She finds him, perhaps at the Grand Phoenix Bar or a quiet corner of the Genoa City Athletic Club, her eyes red-rimmed and her spirit broken. He doesn't need to ask what's wrong. He can see the devastation written on her face. In this moment, they are not powerful executives or figures from a complicated past. They are just two people, united by a shared history and a profound, aching sadness. He comforts her. He pulls her into a protective, empathetic embrace. And as she looks up at him, seeing the genuine care and unwavering support in his eyes, a stark contrast to the anger and resentment she just left, the dam breaks. The kiss is not calculated. It is not an act of vengeance. It is a collision of two sad hearts seeking a port in a storm. It is born from a desperate need for connection, for validation, for a fleeting moment of peace. It is passionate, charged with years of pent-up emotion and what if. For a few seconds, the rest of the world, Kane, their company, their responsibilities, melts away. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated feeling. And it is a moment that will be witnessed. Kane fumes, the aftermath of a hot twist. Soap opera law dictates that no kiss of this magnitude goes unseen. Whether a well-meaning friend catches a glimpse and feels compelled to report back, or Kane himself, filled with regret after their fight, goes looking for his wife only to find her in the arms of another man, the truth will come out. And Kane Ashby will not take it well. Fuming doesn't even begin to describe his reaction. This is a man whose entire identity is tied to his love for Lily and their family. Despite his flaws, his devotion to her has been his one constant. To see her, his wife, locked in a passionate embrace with Holden Snyder, the one man from her past he could never quite measure up to, will shatter him. This isn't just betrayal, it's an annihilation of his ego and his heart. His rage will be volcanic. He will confront Lily, and the accusations will fly. He will throw her infidelity in her face, conveniently forgetting his own past transgressions. He will paint himself as the victim, the devoted husband blindsided by a treacherous wife and her scheming ex-lover. The fact that his own emotional neglect helped create the conditions for this kiss will be lost in his self-righteous fury. He will also turn his wrath on Holden. Expect confrontations filled with threats and physical posturing. Kane will see Holden not as a man offering comfort, but as a predator who swooped in during a vulnerable moment to steal what is his. The civilized veneer will strip away, revealing the raw, wounded animal beneath. But beneath the anger, the spoilers suggest a deeper, more tragic reality. Kane's fury is a mask for a profound and crippling heartbreak. This kiss confirms his deepest insecurities, that he was never good enough for Lily, that she has always longed for someone else, and that the life they built was a lie. His rage is the sound of his world ending. What comes next? A future unwritten. In the wake of this hot twist, the landscape of Genoa City will be irrevocably altered. For Lily, the kiss will be a moment of terrifying clarity. Was it a mistake, a moment of weakness she will forever regret? Or was it a wake-up call, a sign that her marriage is truly over and that a different, happier future awaits with a man who has always seen the real her? She will be torn between her deep-seated loyalty to her family unit and the intoxicating possibility of a second chance at a first love. For Kane, this is a crossroads. Will his anger consume him, leading him down a dark path of revenge and self-destruction? Or will this catastrophic event force him to finally look in the mirror and confront his own role in the disintegration of his marriage? His journey will be one of either redemption or ruin. And for Holden, this complicates everything. He never came to Genoa City to break up a marriage, but his feelings for Lily are undeniably real. Will he stand back and let her sort out her life, or will he fight for the woman he has never stopped loving? This storyline is a masterclass in soap opera storytelling, leveraging decades of history to create a conflict that is both fresh and deeply rooted. The kiss between Lily and Holden is not just a ratings grab. It's the catalyst for a profound exploration of love, loss, regret, and the choices that define us. It asks the painful question, when a heart is broken, where does it seek solace? And is a kiss just a kiss? Or is it the key that unlocks a future everyone thought was lost to the past? One thing is certain. In Genoa City, the flames of this scandal are only just beginning to burn, and no one, Lily, Kane, or Holden, will emerge unscathed. Tune in, because the drama is about to reach a boiling point you won't want to miss. The Young and the Restless. Y&R. Spoilers hint that Sharon Newman's Sharon case, kidnapping, may be derailed. Will Nick Newman, Lucas Adams, race to stop Matt Clark aka Mitch Bacall, Roger Howarth, before it's too late? Although Matt is still pretending he's Mitch at this point, Nick and Sharon are right about him being their old nemesis. Matt is the same monster he's always been no matter what he's calling himself these days. Detective Burrow, Matt Cohen, is being paid to do what Matt wants, so it looks like he may be responsible for throwing Noah into captivity. A hostage situation may be brewing involving Noah and Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, based on the preview video for the week of November 17th to 21st. That same preview video shows Sharon freaking out over what seems to be the fire alarm at her hotel, where Matt shows up on her doorstep. It'll be obvious that Matt's ready to unleash his wrath, so he might have kidnapping plans for Sharon, too. Of course, Sharon has been abducted way too many times in her last few storylines. Do we really need to see another kidnapping crisis for Sharon? Y&R may not let it get that far if Nick barges in and stops Matt from turning this into more Sharon abduction drama. Nick may throw another fist at Matt's face and kick off an epic brawl as he works to protect Sharon. Sharon and Nick might manage to get Matt arrested at some point. We know that Nick and Sharon will wind up thinking they have the upper hand on Matt by the time they leave Los Angeles. Sharon and Nick will obviously be wrong about that since Matt's going to follow them to Genoa City down the road. In the meantime, Matt will wreak much more havoc in LA first, so Sharon's kidnapping may be thwarted as the next phase of this storyline. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Nick may get some unsettling news and ride to Sharon's rescue, so stay tuned for more Matt confrontations and erupting anger. The Young and the Restless, Y&R, recap for Monday, November 17th, reveals that Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, and Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, will have a raging showdown while Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, indulge in some private passion. At Crimson Lights, Claire will bump into Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, and think they should talk about what happened between them in Los Angeles. Although Claire still won't have any regrets about their night together, she won't be sure it's going to happen again. Claire will assure Holden that she's not reuniting with Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, but she won't be ready to jump into a new relationship either. Holden will worry that his confession about what went down with Audra might be pushing Claire away. Claire will assure Holden that considering her history, she wouldn't judge someone else who also regrets past mistakes. When Claire seeks confirmation that Holden indeed regrets his actions with Audra, he'll hesitate briefly before insisting that of course he does. Claire will be suspicious and wonder if Holden would tell her if there was a worse part of the story he left out. When Audra pops up, she'll immediately start pushing Claire's buttons. Claire will get under Audra's skin too by bringing up the Shadow Room and all the excitement Audra found in Los Angeles back in the day. Claire will eventually lash out at Audra for being selfish and having no scruples, but Audra will point out that at least she didn't try to kill her entire family. Holden will do his best to stop the fight that's breaking out, but Claire will hint about being able to change things with one phone call and will warn Audra to stay out of her way. Audra will fire back about crossing whatever boundary she needs to cross to keep Claire quiet. After Audra threatens to mess up that pretty face of Claire's, Holden will finally convince Claire to leave with him. However, Claire will remind Holden that he still has to answer her question. When Audra asks what the question is, Claire will suggest that Audra and everyone else will find out soon enough. At Society, Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, will overhear Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, talking to Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, about Kane getting what he deserves. Lily will rush to Kane's defense since he's genuinely trying to make amends, and will push the Newmans to back off so their family can heal. Adam and Chelsea will be skeptical of Kane's redemption attempt, so they'll continue to act like this is karma and that what happens next is up to Kane. After Lily walks away on Monday's Y&R episode, Chelsea will mull over whether Lily might give Kane another chance. Adam will feel like there's a lot more of Dumas left in Kane than Lily's willing to admit. At Society's bar, Lily will flash back to various interactions with Kane since he's been back in Genoa City. Once Lily dials Kane's phone number, she'll apologize in a voicemail since things got heated earlier. Lily will struggle with her words as she talks about needing time and not knowing if Kane has the patience for that or not. While Lily disconnects in frustration, Kane will be busy enjoying his evening with Phyllis, who'll work to convince him that he shouldn't bury Aristotle Dumas. Phyllis will play up Dumas' bold qualities and suggest Kane should embrace the blur between Dumas and Kane. After Kane and Phyllis hint about secret plans, he'll urge her to invite him up to her suite for a nightcap. Kane will end up drinking with Phyllis in her room, where he'll suggest maybe she stole the AI program and used it on Arabesque so she could scoop it up cheap. Phyllis will deny that and once again lie that she wasn't behind the AI program theft. Kane and Phyllis will ultimately have an intense makeout session as they both embrace their attraction to each other. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Kane may regret taking things this far with Phyllis once he hears Lily's voicemail, so stay tuned for updates on his reaction to the latest Lily news.